Is this your first Grade 1 win as an owner?
Yes, it is. It's first Grade 1 we've had the pleasure of running in, and the privilege.
Yeah. Just to put it in perspective. I mean, you're the executive director of the Pennsylvania HBPA.
Correct. Well, we were here with a real good filly a couple years ago by the name of Terrace, and she had the track record here for a while. But we never had an opportunity to run in a Grade 1, and it's just a privilege. These horses are just amazing animals, and the effort that they give us. I couldn't be more happy for the team. Brad Cox's team did a heck of a job. The ownership team, there's a lot of friendships that go back a lot of years, and it's very emotional for her to get up in that last stride like that. It's with a lot of hard work. As you guys know, in this business, it's the toughest game in the world, but it's also the most gratifying at times, and this is one of those times.
You sent her to Brad just because of the idea of these Grade 1 races?
It was more of an idea of shipping it around the country. Mike Salvaggio trained her at Penn National, and he had done a hell of a job getting her to the races. But you need that expertise with shipping around the country, and there's a couple of those guys have it, and Brad Cox is certainly one of those individuals. So that's why. There's fantastic horsemen all across the small tracks of this country, and they don't get these opportunities sometimes, but they're fantastic horsemen. But sometimes we have to make decisions in the best interest of the horse and what we want to try to do. And we thought she was this kind, but until you prove it on the racetrack, you don't know. So that's why we made the change.
Well, she's been a win machine for you guys, but obviously not at this level. So what gave you the confidence here and now, first to try at Gulfstream and then to bring her here?
Well, the first time I saw her was after the New Start Stakes in Pennsylvania. I actually saw her in the paddock that night. And like I said, I just went out to root for the other team members. We didn't own a piece at that time. And I went to root for them because they always root for us. And when I saw her in the paddock, she really impressed me. And then she won by like 5 that night, and pretty much they didn't ask her at all. So when we saw that, when we saw that, I made him an offer about 15 minutes after the race was over. We went back in and we had a beverage, and I said, what do you guys want for 40% of this filly? And we got it done.
Well, how many horses do you own a piece of or outright?
Boy, at the races, I would say 7 or 8, but total of 13 or 14. We try to buy young horses at the sales. This is the first private purchase that we were involved in. But usually we buy younger horses out of the 2-year-old training or yearling sales.
Usually what happens with a horse like this is they get good and they start winning races, and then somebody offers you a lot of money and they get sold.
We already did that one time, and nobody needs to do it again. That was just one time we did that. No need to do that any longer. Like I said, the filly that I mentioned earlier, we sold her at the Star of Stars, and we've been thankful and blessed enough that she's paid for the rest of them since then.
What's the goal for her next?
The goal is to go to the Champagne Room, spend time with the partners, and we'll see what she looks like in the next couple days, and we'll talk to Brad and see where he wants to go.
But theoretically, races you could be looking at.
Obviously, 4 weeks from now, you got the Derby City at Churchill. That would be awful tough not to look at that race, but it's all about the horse. Let's see what she looks like, and she'll tell us.
Boy, nice horse to have sent your way on this filly.
Yeah, no, she's nice. She's really taken off this year. She's a nice filly. We had her at the fairgrounds, obviously, all winter, and she definitely, showed that she was a graded stake horse. We took her to Gulfstream because of the grade 2. We thought she was that caliber. She stepped up and showed it that day, and we've targeted this race ever since. And ownership's been great to work with and for, and they have been very patient with her, and it rewarded them big time today. When they originally sent her to us, we talked about the La Brea, but just how she was doing. Not that she was doing bad, just wasn't super happy with how she was doing. And the logistics of getting to California, we thought, we're just set tight on her, and she kind of tipped her hand that she was a good one as soon as we got her, but I want to thank them for being patient.
The Derby Day race, does that make
definitely a possibility. It's going to be back a little quick. Horses, that do close, maybe they don't bounce quite as much, but once again we'll let her tell us over the next week.